on, eh? Eee.
We have entered into a new era of space travel. I'm coming to you live from the garage where man will plunge to the moon for only the second time. That's it. Yeah.
If you didn't know, we got a soundboard. So we can do shit like this now.
Bruh.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to get really carried away.
There's a great new piece of equipment. Very much looking forward to what we can get up to with it.
Yeah. Still working out the kinks because I'm sure it does a lot more than what we're doing with it. But we can, yeah. Oh, no.
We've had a lot of like test plays with it, and we have just not stopped laughing for like 20 minutes straight. So hopefully
we have to remember that you're not sitting here with us, so we'll put the toys away and let's actually talk some shit because it's been a minute.
It has.
Wagwan.
Welcome back.
Episode 40.
Episode 40. Who would have thought?
Cheers, man.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
Woo. Woo.
And
You're gonna get carried away.
I am. Take it away. Get it away from me.
Yeah, right. So the last time we recorded would have been near on 3 weeks ago now, and a lot has happened in those 3 weeks. And we'll go through a few of them. I think like when we last were talking, we were headed to Wanaka.
Yeah.
Down to the mighty South Island.
I ticked a year older before that.
Oh, geez, I've skipped one.
Yeah. So before we went away, I celebrated the day that I exited my mother. Nice. Do you just hit any button?
No, I know. I'm starting to learn them.
Nice. Okay, sweet. Had a bit of a birthday. I spent it with the family, spent it with the missus, went and we all got a couple of drinks at the end of the night. Went into town, had some Mexican food. All I wanted for my birthday was some cocktails, put on a light and breezy. Nice. Spend some quality time with my friends.
And you got that.
It's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I was very excited. In fact, I was actually going to save this for the end of the episode. It was going to be my yum, but fuck it. I'll say it now. I was very much excited to go out and celebrate your birthday.
Nice.
Because, like, as someone like myself that is might be considered self-centered. I don't think I am, but I very much enjoy celebrating my own birthday. I've never missed a party for myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not so much about celebrating my day as it is about having all of my friends around me and having a good time. Like, why not? Like, I don't need a reason to celebrate, but that's a good one. So in terms for me to go out and finally celebrate one of yours, as they don't happen, not that you don't have birthdays often, sorry, as you don't celebrate them all that
I'm not
often.
a celebrator, yeah. We've been over this probably like last episode or whatever. I'm not a host. I don't like playing a host. But I think it was just the thing of like that's something I'd wanted to do for a while. I pitched the idea of cocktails often. Often it goes down the wayside, by the wayside. So I kind of forced everybody to join me.
Yeah, man.
And it was a good time. So I'm glad you guys had fun because I did.
Twist my rubber arm. No, it was good. It was really good. We there was a few of us that caught up with you post dinner.
Went out for a dinner with the lady first.
And you had, where'd you go? What was it was in the new Commercial Bay place in town.
Just went in there to the Mexican place. I can't remember what it's called, but it's not like a restaurant kind of thing. It's just like
vibes, you know.
It's just like vibes, and it's just like this like little freaking it's a little cozy spot, but like yeah.
So we met up with you at Rain and Pour afterwards. There's a few of us there, and it was just nice. And you put an Instagram post out of us, and it was like, what is it, like 27 years old, and you finally bought me my first drink.
Yeah,
and I was like, this dude's done me dirty.
Yeah, well,
but that's probably true.
Oh no, hang on a second.
So after Rain and Pour, we headed off to O'Hagan's, a place I've never been to before. I don't know if you guys are familiar with town. I am not someone that heads out to town all that often, so I don't know if it's a fast-paced moving town in terms of like changing hands of different bars and clubs and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, like I just remember Degree Bar and that's still there. So,
Is it?
Oh no, well, actually no, I don't think it is. I think
the building's still there.
I think it was called something different when we went past. So, and that's exactly what I mean. So we went to O'Hagan's afterwards and watched some footy there and had a few more beers and it was good.
Some beers and we called it a night. Probably MVP of the night's going to go to Con, cameraman Con, who's not behind the camera tonight. But we actually woke up to this message the next morning. So we came home separately to Connor. Me, you, and the lady caught a different car home.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I was with you. I thought you meant we were separate. No,
and then the next morning we had a little voice message in the off-topic voicemail, and I believe it's this one. Sorry if it's a different one, but I'll play it. Oh, if it wants to play, no, it doesn't. Fuck. Oh, well, so what it was basically was Connor ringing in and just swiftly reminding us that he had vomited in an Uber.
Terrible.
Gutted that didn't play. Fuck, what a cock-up. Should have checked that first.
So, have you ever vomited in an Uber? Have you ever had any close calls?
This was what I was going to propose to you. Are you an Uber spewer?
TM. Yeah, that's a good name. No, I'm not. I'm a big fan of like hand out the window, touch the roof. Keep yourself cool sort of thing. No, I'm usually pretty good. I can hold it till I get home.
Yeah. But it's the one, like, if I'm in a solo Uber home.
Oh, that's the worst.
I don't mind it.
Really?
Yeah. Not if you're feeling sick. Because the one thing you want to do when you're in the Uber by yourself is go on your phone. And I don't know about you, but for me, if I am holding it in with all my might, one hand, like you said, out the window on the roof, just keeping my whole body together at this point.
Yeah.
5 fingers on the roof, holding my whole body together.
Cooling you down.
Keeping everything intact. But the second I look at my phone, my whole world just flips. Oh. And it just like, no, shit the bed.
I can't look at my phone either, but I find it harder in a solo Uber if I'm really by the wayside and needing to get home. The solo Uber's worse because you're trying to either make chat with the driver or you're in the back seat hating life.
Back seat, dead silent.
Whereas if like there's more people in there, you're just like the conversation kind of like the trip goes like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. If I'm feeling conversation worthy, but if I'm
If you're in dribble state.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If I'm just trying to keep myself together and I'm crammed into a back seat.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, but I have done it before and it was on a solo Uber home. I remember I was wearing a white t-shirt and a Kathmandu jacket and I cupped my hands on my chest and just did a little like, bleh.
Oh.
And I was like, it was in my mouth first. Oh. And then I just kind of had to, bleh. And I was like, I had it in my hands, and for some reason, I thought I just like could grab it, and I had just put my hands out the window and gave them a flick, and I was like, wound the window up and was like, perfect execution. This guy didn't see a thing. And then I get out the Uber, paint the road, and then get inside and flick on the light, and I did not get away with it. It was just all down my shirt. It was all in the Kathmandu jacket. But other than that, I've been pretty good.
I would love to see, you know how like sometimes Ubers, they've got those cameras or something? I would have loved to seen like and hearing your take and then seeing what actually happened.
Actually, one of the funniest spews that in my memory is your one in Max Bar in Takapuna St. Patrick's Day, if you'd care to tell the tale.
I was hoping we weren't going to go to this.
Because I'll tell you, you can tell your side, and then I'll tell my side.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah, so we were at Max Bar when that was still a thing in Takapuna on a Thursday night. Oh, no, it was St. Paddy's Day.
It was like a
Tuesday night or something. And I got dressed up. Obviously, it's what you do. and I had these like green chucks, and like I've got like bigger feet. Like chucks are quite narrow and stuff, so I never like tied them up tight. Like I just let them hanging out, so like the tongues are hanging out and stuff. And that's important. So because it's St. Paddy's Day, you're on the person you have a bit too much. You enjoy it. And I was one too many tequila shots deep, and I was on the dance floor thinking I was okay, and tequila shot number 7 started to come back up. And I was
want to talk.
I went, oh no, there's no way I can get to the bathroom quick enough. There's no way I can get outside, like out on the street quick enough.
Creepers tequila shots as well, because it's either immediate, it's either at the bar as soon as it goes down, it comes up.
Yeah.
Or it is that 30 minutes of confidence, and you're sitting there and you're cutting shapes or whatever, and then it knocks on the door, and it wants to chat and it wants to come back up.
Yeah, so it came back up, but I thought I did like what chivalry is the word that comes to mind. There's a few ladies around me, and I was like, well, if I yak here on the middle of the dance floor, it's gonna hit them, and I'm gonna feel like a dick. So I lift up my shirt over my nose and have at it. Bruh. I thought I was in the clear. Like, obviously it was everywhere. I then swiftly made my exit out of the bar.
Yeah.
Like, as you would, no sane human would stay there. And I, bailed as fast as I could. And I thought I made it out sweet. Little did I know, the tongues of my chucks were full and squelching with every with every step on the way out of the bar. One of my most embarrassing moments ever, and I can't believe you've made me tell this story.
So I was standing next to Andy on the dance floor, having a good time, not needing to spew. And Andy does exactly what he said, discreetly puts his top over his nose, and as he politely put it, had at it. And yeah, we did. We swiftly exited because I don't know if you remember, but there was a guy behind you that knew exactly what was going on and got very upset.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, like a bouncer or
just just a dude, and he was like, fuck. And I was like, all right, it will cruise out. And then, and we went out to like smoking area or something where you were like, you turned to me and you're like, how was that? Fucking got away with it. But before you realized that the top of your chucks were pulled with your insides, your shirt, all from top to bottom, had completely stuck to your body with like a wet line of like chunks.
This is so bad.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, we went to Wanaka.
We
went to Wanaka. Let's get it. So yeah, haven't seen you guys in 3 weeks. Here's the time we spewed.
Yeah, Wanaka was great. Me and Con got down there Monday. Oh no, sorry, we all got down Monday, but we were there a couple of hours earlier. And it was quite funny when we landed.
What was transit with the O'Leary like?
On the way was good. On the way back was shit. Not because of O'Leary, but like I was hungover as fuck, and we'll get to that. But
yeah,
on the way was sweet. 4 a.m. wake up, get out there, everything's sweet. When we landed, there was this guy next to us, and he was always there actually, not just. But we got talking to him when we landed. And he's like, "Oh, where are you off to?" And we're like, "Wanaka." And he's like, "Oh yeah, me too." We're like, "Oh sweet, we'll give you a lift." And then, but we were like, "Oh no, we're gonna go into Queenstown for a little bit, get some breakfast, and then go." And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Like, I'll make my way over and stuff." And then Con just forgot that we had to be back at the house for like 10:30 because there was something being delivered, and we were like, "Fuck, battle stations." So he pulled into the BP gas. He got a couple like cordon bleus and nuggies,
essentials, yeah,
and then like shot off. And as we're pulling out of the BP, we see the same dude, thumb out, like trying to hitchhike a ride, and we were like, "Get in, dude!" We were like, "Bro,
is this fate or what?"
Yeah. And so we're on the drive, and Connor's doing like his Ganesh driving. You know what?
You're gonna have to clarify that one for me because. Oh, I think I know what you mean. You're talking about the elephant with the arms?
I'm done. You know, like the Indian god Ganesh has got like 8 arms.
Yes,
And
I get that now.
So somehow Connor manages to drive a manual car while vaping, like eating, drinking, and has an ice cream. And then hits a roundabout trying to indicate. I don't know how he does it. But
if anyone knows what the drive from Queenstown to Wanaka is, there's some fucking hairy corners there.
yeah. So we've got this hitchhiker in the back as well. And it's like, he's probably shitting bricks. And it's like, this is all before 10 a.m. And we were like, oh, why are you here? And he said, oh, he was meeting, so like he had a new girlfriend of like 3 months and first time meeting her parents. Yeah, so we're like, fuck, you need a beer for that, mate. And he's like, yeah, I do. And he's like, we're like, oh, well, you owe us one for this lift. And he's like, yep, done. So we pull into the Cadrona pub at 10 a.m., buys us a pint, and deliver him to his missus and her family.
Beauty.
Yeah, and then off to get the delivery of glass. So we weren't even in Wanaka for like 2 hours, and it was already like, it's just set the tone for the holiday for us.
It was nice. Like, we had very different holidays. I spent 5 out of 7 days on the mountain, I think it was. Lady flew down midweek. Also, from Monday to Wednesday, so I shared a room with Andy and Connor for the first couple days. I chucked a mattress on the floor in that room. All the other couples that were down there had the other rooms. Made sense. And I've done a bit of traveling with Connor. I'm aware that he can sometimes do a little snore. Yeah. I won't throw him under the bus.
Can't do that to Ganesh.
What I didn't know was that Andy sometimes does a little snore too.
Yeah, this is news to me too.
And if one person's snoring, I find that I can find, if it's rhythmic, I can kind of get a pace to it, and then you can fall asleep where you're like, it's just the same shit over and over. It's like white noise. But you guys breathed at different paces and your snoring was at different octaves. So everything was offbeat and janky, and like just as I was falling asleep, someone would, and then the other one would like, and then, you know, like how dwarves snore, and then.
Oh my god! Full on symphony going.
Yeah. I was like, fucking hell.
Oh man.
But no, it was okay.
My apologies. Yeah, that was news to me. I mean, I've been single for many years now, and I never used to snore as far as I'm aware, and so now it's, I don't know.
That's right, we're all prone to it. I've snored before.
It must be an age thing, as I'm getting older or something, or I don't know. It's just
also being in the smaller bed, you got less options to like roll over, so you can get stuck on your back and turtle out and snore. Yeah,
true. And they were like some long days. I mean, like I wasn't snowboarding obviously because of my accident, so my injury rather, and post surgery. But they were like long days, right? Like, up early, doing activities, whether it's wineries to disc golf to snowboarding to...
Got some fucking disc golfing.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was so stoked.
If you didn't see our Instagram story, Jared, Connor, the lady, and I went disc golfing. Found $5.
Nice. You
Stoked.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you were the champion on that day as well.
That day,
Congratulations.
Yes. Yeah, it was sick. The whole thing was sick. We got fucking lucky with the weather. We had a real good time. Met some of the ladies' mates. Well, people I'd seen before, but good time. Had a good night out on the piss. We had a bunch of those. We were actually on the piss the whole time. I was shocked at the color of my urine because I did not drink water literally the whole time. And then when Saturday morning or Sunday morning rolled around or something, it was just like maple syrup. And I was like, get me home. But it wasn't just like, you have anything else you want to say about Queenstown?
Yeah, we did have a bit of a conundrum at the bar with some ladies.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I thought was quite funny. So we went out to Maud Winery, and I'm not much of a wine connoisseur. In fact, I don't like wine at all. So I was
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, so there was a few Heinekens there, which I was like, thank fuck. Anyway, so there was a couple of us that went, and when we got there was a few ladies there at the winery, and got chatting to them, exchanged numbers and stuff like that, and they said we'll meet up with them in town later. And it was like, yeah, sweet, done. We went out, texting them where we were at.
All Blacks game.
Yeah, All Blacks game was on against Argentina, and there was like 2 levels to this like bar. And we're up on the top level, and I look down and I see these girls, because at this point I've had a few beers and I don't crucify me. I don't actually remember what they all looked right?
Yeah.
Because there was like 7 of them at the winery.
Yeah.
So, and they all looked up at me, and then
Maybe you naturally know who you're looking at.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they had like their phone, and they were like looking up at me, and they got this text like, "Oh, we're here," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's got to be them."
Yeah.
So I walked down like all confident, like coming down. I can hear the BGs in my head, like,
Yeah.
"All right, time to turn it on, Miller."
Yeah.
And I walk
And
up
he
to them.
slipped on the blue suede shoes.
Walk up to them and I go, "Zoe," and they go, "No," and I'm like, "Fuck." Okay, so they're like, no, we're not Zoe, and I was like, "Nah, you're pulling my leg. Like, I've been texting you all afternoon," and then they showed me the like, I didn't ask for this, but they're like, "Nah, see, this is my Facebook," and so I was like, "Okay, all calm down.
Yeah.
I'm not FBI."
Yeah.
Anyway, we're chatting for a little bit, and I was like, "Okay, we're getting along with these girls anyway." I didn't see them, but these girls walk in behind me, and they yell out, the girls I'm talking to now at the bar yell out, like, they're like, "Zoe," because they know I'm looking for Zoe, and I turn around, lo and behold, I notice the faces from the winery, and now I'm like, fuck, there's 2 different groups,
Yeah.
and I'm
What a shitstorm to have.
yeah, I'm caught in like between a rock and a hard place, and here comes the bulldozer. Con walks over.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank fuck, Con, you get me out of here.
Yeah.
And Con comes over and he's like, ladies. So Con then starts talking to the girls at the bar we were originally with, and I go off with the winery girls. And we both had a great night with both group of girls, and met up later. And
Yeah. See, we had moseyed at this point.
yeah, you
So
yeah.
we'd got left, and I had just had a visual as I exited the bar,
Yeah.
turn around, and he's got one table,
Yeah.
a couple ladies around, he's operating. Con's got another table, a few ladies around, he's operating, and I was like, oh, okay, these boys they're having a big night.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Like, we had our night and we met up later and stuff like that. But just the conundrum of like being so confident, thinking like, yeah, these are the girls I've been texting.
Zoe.
Yeah.
No.
No. Oh, fuck. I just felt like the biggest dick. But hey, it worked. You need a pickup line? Just do that.
Just walk up and say a name.
Confidently. If they say no, then just keep
Well, that's
talking.
what they say. They say confidence is half the battle.
What about ignorance?
Cool.
That works too, apparently. So Queenstown was good. Yeah, Wanaka was good. It was great.
Sick time.
Yeah, it's terrible flight on the way home. I was hungover as fuck, hating life. And I did 2 hungover flights in the same week.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got home, probably worked 3 days, and then I was off again. So the family on the Tuesday afterwards had shot over to Raro, but someone had to hold down the fort. So myself and the lady flew over on the Friday morning after that. And so we were sitting there at the airport. I've told you the story, but I'll say it again. We were sitting at the airport. It was about 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Oh, yes.
They hadn't let us through yet. And we're just having a coffee and a pain au chocolat. And yeah, I know. It's a morning pastry. It's a morning pastry.
Goes well with the coffee.
It does. There was a family sitting beside us at a table, and they had a few adults, bunch of kids in there. And you could see these parents were tired. Kids were starting to run amok or whatever. And then they've just got this uncle on the side. He was pitching the movie Sing. And for anyone that doesn't know what it is, it's a musical about animals, and it's an animated kids movie. And he's just sitting there and he's like, oh, it's a brilliant film, guys. You've got to watch it. He was like, Scarlett Johansson, Matthew McConaughey. And these guys were like, yeah, okay, yeah. And he was like, I'm telling you. And guess what? The plane has Sing too. And no one gave a shit. It was 4 a.m. He was just this uncle that obviously no one really cared for at that time. And
that is big, like, mum vibes. Like, take your brother.
Yeah. And this guy ended up being like the center of our universe for the whole holiday. So he...
We still write to each other.
So he was like our ultimate weapon of people watching. And we kind of kept, when I say we, I'm talking about me and the lady, we kept like half an eye on this guy because he was kind of around us at the airport the whole time. And I could hear him, and when the kids were running, he was like, oh, when I look at him, all I see is little Richard. And I was like, all I see is my brother. And the other dad that was with him was like, yeah, I'm going to go get a coffee. And just like left him to it. And I've kind of felt bad for this dude in the end. But we saw him, like he was at the same resort as us. He was everywhere. And to the point where when we got to Raro, by the end of it, we watched Sing. And
You took his advice.
it was good.
Oh,
It was good.
lovely.
Raro was sick, bro. Like, nice to get the feet up. After a week in the snow, bang out a cruisy work week. And then
what's that like going from snow one week to Raro the next? Like,
didn't get cramp.
no, but like, in terms of climatizing and like it was complete different holidays, right? You're with,
Yeah,
you're
it was
with
like
mates,
10 degrees.
snow,
Yeah.
party to relaxation, sun, family.
Oh, I knew what I was walking
Like polar
into
opposites.
in a sense of like when I got to Raro, it was like pina coladas, banana ramas, name any other kind of fancy fruity cocktail.
Fancy llamas. Sorry.
Yeah.
I need a third rhyming word.
Like just by the beach, reading, did some snorkeling, paddle water,
Nice.
did some like went to like a cultural night, watched some like sick like fire dancing and shit. Yeah, had a good time.
Mate.
So yeah, got back in Sunday. Yeah, got back in early Sunday morning. Pretty much caught up with you, watched the UFC and watched the footy.
Yeah, mate. No, I also went away. My second trip was to Wellington for the weekend, go see my older brother and his lovely wife. And yeah, we had like a whole lot planned, just more wineries, watching football, watching a lot of league, get on the piss. It was a lot of fun. Yeah,
Sick.
thoroughly enjoyed it. Not as crazy as Raro, obviously, but yeah, we've done a lot. There's been a few trips involved in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, got a bit out of the system. I go for 2 weeks and then I head down to Wellington for a week as well.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Man doesn't stop.
Yeah, it's the new me. It's not. It's not. The bank account hates it.
Yeah.
One thing I was laughing about was, so when you get on a flight, right, and a pilot comes over the thing and, hang on, I am going to use a voice effect.
Hey there, guys. You've got Captain Rodney on hand. They're about to point out your exits. Cruising into a cruising altitude of 10,000 feet. Weather's looking good. Welcome aboard.
And when, like, I kind of measure how good the pilot is by how chill they are, because the last thing you want to hear when you're on a plane is like, guys, thank you for getting on the plane. I won't lie, there is a lot of mountains around right now, and it's going to be really hard, but we'll give it a go, right? So everybody put the seatbelt signs on, keep your seatbelt on, and we'll try our best. So what I'm basically getting at
That's good.
is like, do you think that in Pilot Academy, because
That's what it's called.
everybody's watched Top Gun lately, and do they just like hang like how to be cool? Because I wonder if it's like a genuine like diffusion tactic because people are scared of flying.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something that they've learned over the over the time just to keep calm and keep everyone else calm. Because you're right, if whoever's leading your group or flying your plane or whatever, if they're in panic, you're in panic.
I'd love to get on a flight and then
But I love the idea. I love the idea of like the lazier their voice sounds, the better pilot they are.
So if you say you are flying to so Queenstown's considered one of the hardest airports to land in the world, right? So people get nervous with flying in there because you're going over a lot of mountain ranges. Apparently you have to do like a hard turn before you go in.
Yeah.
But if I jumped in the plane and one guy comes in and he goes, "Welcome to Star Alliance 373. I'm just letting you know now I am in boardies and I have one toe on the wheel and some headphones in. There's some birds in the distance. They're pretty cool. And, yeah, these things practically drive themselves. So I'll see you later." That would be like, I'm in safe hands.
Yeah. You'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Can you imagine them? Like they all like sit down in a classroom and they've got a teacher like an old like Air Force pilot like teaching them how to talk like that
from a lazy boy. Like he's done it all.
They have to sit their exams in lazy boys.
You wrote 30 words? That's a fail. Mark over there wrote 6. He's cruising to excellence.
He did it in 6. Damn. It's good. Yeah, I mean, I've started this new thing and like it was perfect for the flight, right? Because listen to music when you fly, right? I feel like everyone does. Take your headphones, check out some music, and I've started going back through all the Now CDs. So like we've talked on this last.
Now CDs nuts. Bruh. What a fuck up. Sorry I cut you off.
A few kinks, we got to work them out.
Yeah.
No, so we talked about this with Joe Damon about like what is like 90s for you, and my answer was like Now CDs, and it kind of like got me thinking. And then we also had the Troy called in about the
guilty pleasures,
and you're talking about certain music and stuff like that. And so I just downloaded like Now 1 to like Now 30. Yeah. And then I've just been hitting every CD, and it's just bringing back so many good songs.
Does every country get the same Now CD?
No, so I found this out, yeah. So like my idea was like, I remember owning like Now 13 to like.
But then, but do you remember like being in like the warehouse and you'd be looking through CDs and you'd see like Now 69 or something, and you're like, this hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
But it's like the Europe one.
Yeah, for sure. So they're not all the same, and same with the playlists on Spotify. They're not like New Zealand ones.
Yeah.
But like, because I own from like Now 13 to like, I'm going to say like 19 maybe, somewhere in that realm. And that's what I started with. But they were further behind, sorry. So I would look up 13 and it was like way older. So like by the time I got to the ones that I was listening to as a teenager, I was up around the 30 sort of mark.
Yeah.
But still, like, great listening. Like, if you ever want a throwback, like, get yourself on Spotify, download those Now CDs, and there are so many. Good plug, right? But there's so many hidden gems in there that, like, I just completely forgot about.
There was
perfect for a flight.
Thank you for referencing Troy's call, because we actually did get another one that was not played, and this is circling back to how we were talking about road rage the other week. So I'll play it because it's fucking hilarious. And just give me a second, and we're really going to hope that this plays.
Of his cock and stretched it.
Oh, shit. Hang on. How do you start again? How do you start
anyway,
again?
now you got that image.
Oh, no. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
Oh, my God. What the fuck?
Image in your head. This
Here we go.
boys, Muzzy from Australia calling. Love the podcast. Keep it up, eh? Bit of a late one, but I did a fucking hit and run like a while ago. Fucking this crackhead, eh? Anyway, I could just cut straight to it. This crackhead looking motherfucker. He looked like his dad bit on the end of his cock and stretched it. Anyway, now you got that image in your head. This kind of looking motherfucker was crossing the sidewalk as I was hopping out the servo. And I've just decided to be nice. I'm like, look, mate, yeah, you can go across. So I've just given him the gesture. He thought I was doing something else, and he's gone, yeah, you want to go, cunt? I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. So I popped out the fucking car, and I'm like, look, mate, I reckon you can go suck the fart out of a dead wombat, fuck ya. And he's like, yeah, righto, bro, let's go. And so I'm like, fucking hell, all right, let's carry on. It's done a bit of a two-step. I've jumped in my car, popped it into gear. he's jumped in front of the car and he's like, you ain't going nowhere, mate. I'm like, yeah, we'll fucking see about that, mate. You're going to go fucking flying. And so I fucking floored, rammed this cunt straight into the back of another fucking ute. And he's screaming, carrying on, and I'm fucking shaking with adrenaline like a dog shitting fucking razor blades. There was a red light, and I fucking hopped out of there like a gecko on a fucking hot rock, floored through every red light, went to work, told the boys I ran some cunt over after they see me panel beating me car, and sold me car. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, boys, enjoy, fucking take care, love the podcast, keep it up.
Bruh.
Wow. Muzz?
Yeah.
What a fucking legend. Holy shit. I
It's
mean,
hilarious, bro. I have checked before him. Guys, if you want to ring in and confess to a crime, get at us.
Yeah,
the number
yeah.
is 09 889 1445. So you call that number, you tell me something that you're not willing to tell a judge, and we'll go from there.
it's just become Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Muzz, that's nuts. I love how, like, when Aussies they're telling stories and they're like analogies to things, what they compare shit to.
Oh, there's something poetic about it.
It's so out the gate that
Yeah.
I don't know. As a Kiwi, I just can't like bring that out of my mind. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's the thing. Kiwis are very like half paced with a lot of things, or maybe it's just us, but like, yeah, when I was listening to it, I was like, "Oi, what's all happening?"
Did he sell his car so he didn't get caught?
Yeah, he fucking sold
Oh
it.
my god,
Oh,
far out.
I had a good laugh about that. So thank you for the call, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Legend. What else is new? What else has happened?
Well, R.I.P. to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
R.I.P. Lizzie.
It's we don't have to stick on that too much, but that's just it's pretty crazy, eh? That's like, you know, like you're born into this world, taught like, oh yeah, she's the queen.
Yeah.
You know, she runs everything, or I don't know if she does or not.
70
but
years on the job.
yeah,
70 years on the job. There's no one like, not many people, not many, I'm going to say, what is it, commoners, common folk,
common folk.
sodomites that do a job for 70 years, you know? You start
Yeah.
working when you're like 15. No, yeah, back in the day they probably did, but like 70 years is a long time to be doing anything, let alone, I think I heard another podcast, while she was queen, the UK went through, England, or however it works, went through 14 different prime ministers or something.
Shit,
Yeah.
that's hectic.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, like you, like I was saying, like you're born into this world and she's the queen and stuff, and you've grown up with it for so long, you just think, she's gonna live here forever.
Yeah.
Or like you never. It's such a weird phenomenon to even like think like, okay, like
It's the little things that I've heard about since she passed away. Like, you don't realize, you're like, well, what's going to happen to the coins? What's going to happen to England?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I never even thought of
And
that.
then like England's had to change their anthem from "God Save the Queen."
Yeah. Well, that was the first thing,
Yeah.
and that's the obvious thing. Well,
Yeah.
at least it was in my mind, but I never thought about. All the coins will stay the same. Like,
Well, they'll still be in circulation, yeah. But when it's time to put some new shrapnel into rotation,
so will the New Zealand $20 bill, $20 note change to the king?
or
Hear me out.
hang on, let's pitch it.
Yeah.
Who's going on the $20 note now?
Oh, it'll have to be a Kiwi, right? The rest are Kiwis, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
Is this the first time?
I don't think we'll see Charles on
Nah,
the $20
because
bill.
Charles, the Queen's got a head that when you see when you see the Queen. Sorry. You're laughing at the fact that I pointed out she has a skull?
She's got fucking bonce on her.
But when you look at a coin or you look at like a photo of the Queen, you're
Iconic.
like, oh, that just looks like a queen.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like, it's like if
Well,
you,
how many other queens do you know, right? It's like, it's
Exactly.
like the only queen,
but like
I think.
we know what she looks like, but she's also like a face without a name, in a way of like you could see her and not know anything about the Queen, and you're like, I know what a queen is. I think that is one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Charles looks like when you go down to those guys that do caricature drawings, he kind of looks like a caricature drawing, or like he would be easy to translate into a caricature of himself.
All right, I'm with you. Like he doesn't look like you.
He's got large features.
But you, I guess a lot of those photos as well of the Queen that are like on the money, that is on money, is like her very young.
Yeah.
In comparison, right? And this dude's like what, like 70 already or some shit?
Yeah.
Maybe not quite there, but
fuck knows. I'm not the person to talk about it. Have you seen the size?
But wait.
Sorry.
What's your go on the $20 bill then? If you're not going, I'm not saying Charles either.
No, I was thinking like, are we at a point now, 2022, where with a public referendum we could see like a meme on the $20 note?
Nah. No. I reckon Auntie Cindy puts her face on there before she's out of office.
I suppose. I mean, apparently, like they were saying on the radio today that the whole idea of giving us the 26 off or whatever is like a quick like labor, like we'll give this to the people that love us for it. But let's not get political.
Surely you bump old who's the dude that climbed the tall mountain?
Edmund.
Yeah, surely bump Edmund up to the 20.
Surely he climbed the highest mountain on the world and he's sitting on a tenner with some magic mushies on the back of it.
No, that's Kate Shepherd. He's on the 5.
Sorry. That was a fuck up.
Yeah, but still, he needs to be higher than a 5. Like, get him up to the 20. We'll replace someone on the 5. Maybe
chuck a poo echo on it.
I'm pretty sure they've all got birds on the other side as well.
Yeah.
Well, I can't.
The tenner does have mushies on it.
Right. Oh, Kate Shepherd, eh? What's she up to?
Hopefully long at rest. She did a lot of work way back in the day.
Sorry. We probably pissed a lot of people off this episode.
As you can tell, we don't know much about much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I could see like, fuck, it'd be sick to get like Jonah Lomu on there.
Yep.
I could do
I
Jonah.
could rate that. Richie McCaw would probably be a shout if you're going like rugby sort of icon.
Yeah. Michael Luck.
Wade McKinnon. Stacey Jones. Yeah. Put him on there.
Yeah. Or even just the Warriors like logo.
Yeah, true. Yeah, old Honey Hickey. Get him on there.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of any crazy New Zealanders off the top of my head. Oh, what about Ernest Rutherford? Is he on something?
Yeah, he's the 100 bill, isn't he? The one that
I don't know. I don't see them too often.
That one that split the atom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the Hundy.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, he is Hundy, right? Like that's well ranked.
Yeah, for sure. What about what I was going to say about Charles is, have you seen the man's hands? Have you seen his hands?
I have not seen the man's hands.
I'm going to show you a picture because you know how he's got like bigger ears and a kind of caricature style face. I'm sorry to have a go at the king on his third day on the job, but I don't know. I don't really have too many loyalties that way. Sorry, Andy.
No, nor do I. I mean, I will say this quickly before we will swiftly move on from this sort of topic. I'm not really a royalist per se. I obviously have a lot of English heritage and background and things like that. The royalist to me is pretty crazy, like phenomenon and everything like that. I just wish people would be a little bit more respectful towards the Queen and stuff, you know, like in terms of diving on the back of her death and calling her out for certain things. I think that's quite disrespectful. But yeah, I'm proud of my nation and proud of my heritage and things like that. The same way that I'm also proud to be Kiwi and heritage from here as well. A lady has died who has put in a massive service to her, not only her country, but many countries, and there should be a little bit of respect on her name. Now show me these hands. Show me the king's hands.
Get a load of these.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Are they not a pack of Hella's sausages attached to a baseball mitt.
They look like carrots when you pulled them out the ground, or like baby carrots.
Yeah.
He looks like the hands of like a mob boss.
For people that can't see, he's got these hands that just look like there's no other fluid in his body and they're all in his hands. And he's got the hardest working ring I have ever seen. And they look like Postman Pat hands.
Yeah,
Like claymation hands.
Postman Pat is now the king of England.
Excuse me.
Put him on the $5 bill.
Excuse me. I've got other shit in my notes here. Sorry, this is all a bit thrown together. Or actually, we talked about this. Moon missions.
Oh yes.
So
sorry.
Andy, kill some time here. I'm going to pull something up.
So you were mentioning earlier that we are now taking off for a second moon.
Yep. So here
mission?
we go. I've got it up.
Thank you.
So 3 Artemis missions are currently in progress. Artemis 1, an uncrewed test flight around and beyond the moon, was set to launch. I actually don't know if it ended up launching. I went on holiday, but it was set to launch on the 29th of August. It got postponed to the 3rd of September. I haven't heard anything about it since. So what that was pretty much, like I said, unmanned. So that's going to go around, do a bit of whatever the robots do, and come back. And then in 2024, well,
do a little bit of what the robots do.
and then by 2024, all going well, we will be sending, I believe, 4 people in a manned craft to the moon.
Damn.
And if that goes well, I think another 2 or 3 years after that. So this is all under the umbrella of the Artemis space mission.
I might be asking questions out of your depth here, but if is it like a 2-3 year mission? How far away is the moon? Like, not in terms of distance, but like if they're like launching these Artemis things, is one landing before they send another, or are they like just 2-3 years apart and then hoping that
it takes about 3 days for a spacecraft to get to the moon?
Oh,
During
what?
that time, the spacecraft travels at least 386,000 kilometers, which is the distance between Earth and the moon. 3 days.
only 3 days?
Yeah.
Right, that seems like a lot of time then in between missions. I guess there's
Well, I
there's
think
a
they've
lot
got to
involved, right?
do the craft, and I'm assuming those astronauts are training the fucking house down.
Damn, that like leads me to believe is like, why has this taken so long and why has it been so hard? Because
Well, what the reasoning is, they say, is, and honestly, as I've gotten older, I've doubted the moon missions more and more.
yeah, same.
But
I'm not massive like conspiracy
neither.
guy, but like
neither. And I buy their reason where they just said, like, why go back? It's a fucking rock.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
there.
But if it's only 2-3 days away,
Yeah.
like
But it's a
I
lot of
thought
it's a
it
lot of
was-
money to put into a rocket or to put into a spaceship to do fuck all.
Yeah, fair. Hey, you can put my tax money towards it. I don't mind.
Exactly. Nothing gets me harder than space travel.
Dude, okay, so like I was saying to you before the pod, if we end up like all of these things going well and like they try to like colonize, is that the right word? Colonize
Yeah, so
Mars.
sorry, before you carry on, if Artemis 2 goes well
Yeah.
and those 4 people go along, have a good trip to the moon, come back, everything's sweet. They get their feet up for a while, 6-day turnaround. No, I don't know how long they're up there. But what they will look to do after that is set up a space station on the moon so we can send people up there, use that as a layover, and then use that as a launch pad to then go to Mars, because it's the issue with going to Mars and coming back has always been tricky, but if we can use the moon as a stopover point, it makes it a lot more achievable.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that's right.
And
that's
that
why
opens
now
this-
we've got
it
reason to
also-
go there.
Yeah, also having, like, in layman's terms, accommodation on the moon allows the opportunity for like recreational flights and just like literally trips to the moon.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Just just build some cool shit on the moon, and then like one day people can go there.
Just turn it into the main strip of Vegas.
Yes.
That's all I want. I want to drink moon juice.
Moon Vegas.
Yeah. Viva Moon Vegas. We've been saying it all our lives.
Fuck yeah. Bro, imagine that. Like, going on a stag, dude. We're going to Vegas. Oh, yeah. Which one? Road to Vegas.
Off topic, coming live from the moon.
Sorry, we'll get over that.
So, what I was trying to get to before is if they then colonized the moon or like built the moon and stuff, and they were like offering people to go, and you somehow got this golden ticket, like Willy Wonka and the whatnot.
Yeah.
Like,
My mum's washed enough clothes that
like, would
she sung "Cheer Up, Charlie," and now I'm going to the moon.
You and Papa John. Would you and Papa
would be so skeptical? I don't know about this. Why the? Have they got enough seatbelts? I've only got 7 on.
So would you go into the moon if they like
Specifically with Papa?
No, okay, give me both answers, but I want a serious answer and
A serious answer, yes. If by that point where recreational flights to the moon didn't involve like bone density training and learning how to fight gravity and being as fit as I can, I've heard that returning back into orbit is like everything, because gravity's naturally pulling everything apart. When you get back, everything crunches down, and it's really bad for your back and your joints, and it can be pretty brutal on the body.
right.
So if they can kind of, fuck all that off, then I wouldn't mind taking the missus for a weekend on the moon.
But what's a bit of a fitness test and a chiropractor once you're back to go to the moon?
Yeah, exactly. I would love to go to the moon.
Yeah. Just to say you've done it, right?
I think we talked about it before when we were talking about when Richard Branson and that went to the moon. But what a lot of people say is...
No, he didn't go to the moon, didn't he?
Oh, sorry, not to the moon, but
to
once he went over into space. But he was like leaving the Earth and then looking back at it.
Yeah.
You really just realize like, oh, we're all just in this together, and like all the in-house fighting's kind of bullshit because we're just this fucking rock floating through space. Like we should really just get along and get on with it.
Sick.
And I think everybody could use a little bit of that perspective.
Everybody needs a little trip to the moon. Don't take acid.
But yeah, I would. And then to answer the second
Papa
part
John?
of your question, if it was teed up as some sort of like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory-esque thing where me, I'm assuming I'm Charlie.
Got to take your grandpa.
Take my grandpa, some weird like Mike TV kid and Augustus Gloop and Veruca Salt and so on and so forth. Like,
Oh, mega fan over here.
actually, yeah, that came out of my ass.
You put a voice on.
Damn it. I can't listen to that, eh? It's too rough. I'm sorry, listeners.
But yeah, I would.
Check your undies.
I think I would, but who... Like, if Willy Wonka went batshit crazy looking after a chocolate factory, the guy looking after the moon will just be a fucking joke.
He'll be licking the walls trying to taste the different like things. You know, like when they have the was it the scratch and taste?
Yeah, the scratch
wallpaper?
and sniff walls.
Yeah.
You ever got a merit certificate in primary school? They did it. Scratch and sniff stickers. Would you go to the moon?
I think I would, just to say they've done it. I think it's well documented now that I am like through and through as a land mammal. I don't like getting up in the air, nor do I like getting out in the ocean or mountains, things like that. I'm very happy just being in control. Like, you know, there's a lot of things I do like. This is making me sound fucking boring or whatever, but just, I don't know. I'm not so much good with like different terrain. Like, put me on a beach somewhere, happy as, you know.
Yeah, but put me on a moon.
Yeah. I don't know. I think no. I mean, being on the moon itself would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
But in terms of like you say, like the training and like now like the older I get, I'm getting worse with turbulence in terms of like flying in and out of Wellington was enough.
Yeah.
So if I have to get in a space shuttle, I'm probably not going to do very well. I'll probably pass out once they strap me in.
Yeah, it depends how the movie selection is. And like a 3-day flight, Like I struggled with 4 hours back from Rara. Like I've done long haul flights before. I've flown 24 hours with a stopover kind of thing. But if you get on a plane, and I found this out the hard way, it actually all started all the way back at the airport. And sorry to circle back to this, but got to the airport. Actually, we had a couple of hours to kill, and our shuttle was booked to take us to the airport maybe like 2 hours early. And if anyone knows Raro Airport, it does not take 2 hours to get through, or you don't need to get there 2 hours early like you do in Auckland. But you can do the whole thing in like 20 minutes.
Right.
So we were going to be killing time. And actually, funny story, we were in the shuttle on the way there, and this the guy that was also in the shuttle with us, it was just me and the lady and another older couple. And the guy driving the thing, and they were talking about golf. And this guy was like, oh, yeah, like the driver was like, yeah, I play on the course here in Rara, like I'm a member. And the guy was like, oh, you good? And he was like, yeah, I play a bit. And so, oh, what handicap are you? And he was like, oh, I've got a handicap of 7, which is, as far as I know, pretty decent. And then
Wouldn't know, but
neither.
nice.
Yeah, I heard it's good. I Googled it, actually. It is.
Ah, cool.
And
good on him.
he said to the other guy who was from Hamilton, and he was like, oh, do you play much? He was like, oh, no, not too much. He was like, oh, what's your handicap? And he was like, a wife and 5 kids. And
Zinger.
yeah, I wrote it down. It was I was in the back, like we were just in the back not saying a word, just cracking up. But then we got to the airport, got through the whole thing, and the whole thing in 15 minutes. So by the time I had sat on my bum for like an hour and a half just scrolling TikTok and Instagram, by the time it was actually time to get on the plane, I was sat out.
Yeah.
So even that little, like the second I sat down, I had exit row, but it was like,
Did you play any golf while you're in Raro?
Dude, I've never stepped on a golf course in my life.
What?
Yeah.
I got like fond memories of me and my old man playing golf in Fiji and stuff. And it's such a surreal feeling. Like you're on an island that's like small, but obviously 360 beach around the whole thing. And then like in the middle is like a golf course.
Yeah.
And we would just get on the piss and ride around on the golf carts, smacking toads.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Like no one in my family plays golf. Like I think my brothers played a little bit, but my dad is missing fingers, so he can't hold the club properly, and he's just never really given it a chance. But I'm not close to the idea.
It's a lot of fun, golf.
It's having a moment. Like golf's as big as it's ever been.
Yeah.
But you wanna
Yucks and yums.
do some yucks and yums?
Yeah, man.
Should we do yucks first? We'll do yucks first. Nah, we'll save that for the yums.
Okay. Yeah. Well, see, mine kind of goes like hand in hand. For the last 2 weeks. So my yuck for this week is it's like a double barreled with the yum kind of thing. Is like that I am finally back at work, which is good. Like which it's like big achievement. Fucking finally done enough rehab post surgery to be back at work. But man, I've been getting up at 6 a.m. since I was 11. or earlier than that. Since I was 11. This is the longest time I've had off. Yeah, for how old am I? It's like 15, 16 years or whatever it is. And the sleep-ins and stuff were like great and all that. And now coming back to it is I don't know how the hell to get myself back into this routine. And it is a big yuck for me. Like going back to work and trying to integrate myself back into the schedule.
Yeah. You reckon next week will be better? You feel like coming around like by the end of last week, were you kind of back into it, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on reduced hours, which is like last week I worked 3 days, 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
This week's like full week, but 4 hours a day, and then next week will be 6 hours a day, and then 8 hours. So I am it's part of the
on
rehab.
top of rehab.
Yeah. So I'm like rehabbing every day, and then like physio each week with a proper strengthening sort of session and stuff like that. So I'm pretty fucking knackered, to be honest. I mean, it sounds great, only doing 4 hours a day, but fuck, man, when you're off for 6 months and you got one working leg,
Yeah.
it's a bit painful. And I know you've been through it too. So glad to be back at work, but fuck, man, I don't know how I'm gonna integrate myself back into this like schedule.
My yuck this week is Kmart, and this might be
Hot take.
yeah, I know. I was gonna say this might ruffle a few feathers, but I went to Kmart on Sunday. And
Father's Day.
was it? No, it was
I don't know.
before.
What? Yeah. Sorry.
I went to Kmart and all I wanted was an ice cube tray, just one for some bigger ice cubes, so that you can pour like something you can have with your spirits, you know. And I got in there. It's fucking pandemonium.
Oh yeah, it is.
Like it's
which
just,
one do you go to? By the way,
I was in Albany because I was
yeah,
buying some sunnies while I was out there.
like lines out the fucking door.
That's the thing. I was like, oh, is there like an express checkout? Like nobody, do they just not have a fucking register anymore? Because everybody was funneling into the self-serve. And I'm seeing people with trolleys full of shit. Someone's scanning a friggin' 24-piece pot and pan set.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh, dude, I just want one ice cube. Like, it got to the point where I looked at it, like, snarked and was kind of like, fuck this. I said under my breath. And I was like, looked at my ice cube tray, and the lady behind me was like, looked at me and she was like, yeah, we all have to wait in line. And I was like, excuse me, Meredith.
Jesus.
And beside me is just like Vietnam. Like there's this young kid, like it must have been like, must have been like 16, and he's got this trolley full of duvets. And there's this bald guy, like 50 years old, like running Kmart's like the fucking epitome of life. And he's sitting there and he's like, you want to get those over to that aisle? Do not talk to John. And he's obviously this young kid and John like to have a bit of a chat on the job. Jeez. But he was like, go over there, do not talk to John. He's like, you unload those, you come back, I've got more jobs for you. Like, go, go, go.
Jeez, it's worse than on site.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, get me out of here. It moved swiftly in the end. And for my troubles, I shouted myself a little Kit Kat chunky on the way out. But
you stole yourself the ice tray.
No, I paid for it. Paid my $1.60, which was the fucking ball ache, because I just wanted to like. I was like, man, like this is huge.
It should be free at that rate. How long you've got to stay there?
That's the thing.
I don't think they've got registers. It's all self checkout, and I don't think it used to be like this, like 10 years ago or something like that. It wasn't.
But Kmart's like
wasn't as big.
Kmart's a personality trait now.
Yeah, and Kmart has risen so much, and it's also turning into like the New Zealand version of like Walmart and all those other American mega stores.
Just wait till we get Costco in.
Yeah, like it's that sort of version where like,
but it's not this. It doesn't have the size to facilitate, so everything's just stacked to the ceiling, and shit's always all over the floor, and there's coat hangers everywhere.
It's turning into like you can get everything from there now.
You can, and everything's actually pretty decent, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
So,
but I swear, like, well, I'm not too sure. 10 years ago, I wasn't really shopping at Kmart, but I didn't think it always used to be like a store where you could get everything. They still were specific things, and now like they've become this.
No, I think the warehouse. I think the warehouse had the crown for a long time.
Yeah,
and then like Charles, Kmart's come in there with their fat little fingers and and making everybody line up. Anyway, should we get to some yums?
Yeah.
Andy, what's your yum this week?
Oh no, he hasn't. Can't do this seriously. Nah, my yum for this week, very simple and very subtle. Well, not this week. It's the whole thing of being off 2-3 weeks. Obviously, now I'm back at work, and there's no better week to return to work than on the Rock 2000 countdown.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
So last week, my first week back was the first day of the countdown. And for those that don't know, you probably all do by now, I'm a big fan of a countdown, and this one is the biggest in the world. And by the end of it, it leads to one of the best days of music you could ever listen to.
Yeah. We could look at going to the wrap-up event that they have. That would be pretty sick.
That
Go fucking bang some heads, throw some horns up.
Yeah, another network, dude. I'd be keen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I said, at my yacking yum, we're going to be double barreled, and might suck to kind of have to get back to work, but I'm happy. But to help me through it, we've got some good music.
That is a nice yum.
How about you, Jared?
My yum this week, Andy, goes out to the family.
Oh.
I had a lovely time in Rarotonga. Now, I see my family a lot, but there is a few of us now.
Yeah.
Between all the wives, between all, like, people who've got partners is what I was trying to say. I was going to say wives and kids, but...
Yeah, I think people would get the...
Yeah. So once we got everybody over there, it was nice to be able to... We don't get to do that this often. Everybody's got a busy schedule and everyone's getting on with their lives. We're all getting a bit older. So to be able to sit down, spend a week in the sun, doing some family things, we had a lot of meals together, see my old man, step up to the plate, hit some karaoke on karaoke night. Thank you, Craig. It was just a good time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's back to it now. The fun can't last. Nor can these episodes.
What?
So, guys, that's the end of episode 40 of Off Topic.
Okay, it's just episode 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Okay,
The way you set that up was like, are you dropping this on me? Are we quitting?
Anyway, I had enough.
Yeah.
I've got this little fart machine that's going to take me through.
Fucking hell, right. Here's to 40 more, cunt.
But guys, you can get at us at Off Topic Chat on Instagram. You can send anything through to us there. Send us your voice memos. We'll play them on the pod. We can have a laugh like the one we got from Muzzy today. That was fucking hilarious. You can get email us anything you want, offtopicjandy@gmail.com. The TikTok is at offtopicpoddy. Thanks for everybody that's caught us and seen our videos through there. And once again, guys, the landline for our number is 098891445. That is
8891445.
Clean up an alt 5. Jesus.
all right, guys. Thank you very much. Sorry we've been fucking around with the sound so much, but it's a new toy and it's still shiny. So we're going to play while the hay is up and the sun's out and all of that. So good to see you again, Andy. Peace.
Later. Good night, eh?